that we are bestowers of blessings, master bestowers of blessings. And I have been practicing that beautiful title, the other title that Baba reminded us of, that we are extremely sweet and peaceful lighthouses and might houses. That was such a beautiful awareness that Baba gave to us. And Baba also talked about going into that depth of silence, ocean of silence, and then creating a very powerful stage from within. And in the Sakar Murli also, Baba reminded us that we have to go into that dead silence to create a very powerful stage where we are unshakable and immovable. And from that stage, when we come out, then we can interact with the world with sweetness. So I have been contemplating on these three words, starting with S: silence, stability, and sweetness. And in this Murli, the rest of the Murli, Baba is again reminding us of the importance of solitude, importance of silence. Baba is talking to dadis, and Baba is telling them that now is the time for you to go into that silence and then reveal Baba from that stage, from that powerful stage of silence, so that people, whoever interact with you, whoever sees you, they should be able to say that these are angels. They should be able to see the angels as they come in contact with you. But that will happen only when we go into that experience of silence. So let's sit with this awareness that I, the soul, am that powerful angel revealing Baba using the power of silence. So let me share with you the Murli. So Bab Dada is meeting dadis, and Baba is asking them many questions. Is time coming closer, or is time coming closer, or are you moving closer to time? So what is moving? Time is moving, or you are moving towards time? Baba is asking. Are you bringing time closer, or is time pulling you? Baba always says that you are creators. Time is your creation. So we should be ever ready. Time should not force you to become perfect, but you should push time. So Baba is asking these daddies, are you bringing time closer, or is time pulling you? Is the drama making you move, or are you making the drama move? Are you the masters, or is the drama your master? Is drama the creator, or are you the creator? So many questions. Many times you say that whatever is in the drama will happen. However, as you progress further, whatever is to happen in the drama will be so clear to you that you will not say that whatever is to happen in the drama will happen. You will speak with authority of what is going to happen in the drama. So Baba is saying that everything will be so clear to you that you will know exactly that this is what is going to happen. So you will have that authority With that authority, authority of knowledge, authority of that clarity, you will say that this is what is going to happen. And it will then be seen that only that will happen. See, like Dadi Prakashmani, she had so much of clarity. Whatever thought she would create, that thought will become reality. Because whenever she would create a thought, she would also have that vision, very clear vision, that this is possible. So she would announce in the class. One time she announced that in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, there should be this gathering of about 1 lakh people. Let there be a gathering of 1 lakh people. 1 lakh people should come in that gathering. She announced, and everyone was like, how is it going to be possible? But Dadi's thoughts, Dadi's vision was so strong and so powerful that within 21 days, I think, and the time was also very short, there was not much time, but she said that this is what is going to happen. And that is exactly, even it crossed 1 lakh. The gathering was even more than 1 lakh. So many people got Baba's message. So these dadis were so powerful. So Baba is saying, you will speak with authority of what is going to happen in the drama. And it will then be seen that only that will happen. Just as your future reward is clear to you, so too, whatever is to happen in the drama will be just as clear. Just like our future, we have so much clarity. Baba has given us so much clarity. You are going to become like Lakshmi and Narayan. So that aim, that vision is so clear to us. Similarly, Baba is saying that everything else will also be clear to you. Whatever is to happen in the drama will be just as clear. No matter how much someone tells you that something is not fixed in the drama, that you don't know whether someone will become this or that, this or not, would you accept it? No. On the basis of being knowledgeful, you have become masters of what is going to happen. So we are masters. Master, knowledgeful. So you will speak about whatever is to happen tomorrow or after a second with such authority on the basis of being knowledgeful and having the power of clarity about what is definitely going to happen. See, so much clarity will be there. You will exactly know that this is what is going to happen. Just like the instruments of science, they know exactly what is going to be the intensity of the earthquake. Those equipments of science, they tell everything with so much clarity. So similarly, Baba is saying that with this power, the power of silence, you will be able to know exactly what is going to happen. So Baba says it is not that you will see whatever happens, but that you have already seen what is to happen, and that is what happens. See what Baba is saying? You will develop such authority. This too is an authority. You have to have such authority. The kingdom has to become yours. Remember, Baba told us about the three powers yesterday. The three powers in our inner kingdom, the mind, the intellect, the sanskaras. These are our three ministers. And we have to have the authority over these three, because who are we? We are kings. So Baba is reminding us again, the kingdom has to become yours. No matter how much someone tries to shake you, everything will be so clear to you that you will become an authority on every point. So Baba is giving us so much knowledge, so much information. Baba is saying you become an authority on every point. However, but the condition Baba is telling us now. However, only if you stay in solitude will this happen. So solitude is needed. That's the prerequisite. The more you stay in solitude, the better the touchings you will receive. Whatever is to happen in the future will become as clear to you as the present moment. So the future will come close to us and we will be able to see everything very clearly. Baba is saying, if you stay in solitude, you go into that silence. So Baba says, at present, you don't have so much time. This scene is also hidden behind the curtains of the drama. You will also have this experience. This is why you have been told that this year, the more upheaval there is in service, the more you should go underground. When anything new and powerful is being invented, they stay underground. So Baba is giving the example. Even those researchers, when they come up with a new invention, they spend hours in their labs. So it means as if they also need the silence. So silence is always there behind any kind of invention. So Baba is asking us to go into that silence and make ourselves powerful. So now Baba is saying to stay in solitude means to go underground. To go underground. Whenever you find a few moments, this is what you should do. I've always says that you become introverted, go into that cave of introversion, sit in that cave and experience your inner powers. So Baba is saying you may not even be able to find an hour or half an hour at a stretch to do this. This is the blessing, right? Baba gave to us, I think, few days ago. In the blessing, Baba had said, you won't be getting lot of time, but every now and then, take out time as you are doing your work, your activities. In between, you can take out a few minutes here and there and go into that introversion and empower yourself. So here again Baba is saying you may not even be able to find an hour or half an hour at a stretch to do this, but you will develop the practice of speaking one moment, and then when you have 5 minutes, going into the depths of the ocean. Anyone who comes in front of you at that time will understand that you are not here but somewhere else. Their thoughts will then also have a break applied to them. Even if they want to speak, they will be unable to do so. They will receive a very clear answer in that silence that they might not understand so clearly through words. See, Baba is telling us the importance of silence. So the solution lies in that silence, which you are not able to get even when you are trying to explain to them through words. They will get the answers in that silence. Now Baba is referring to Sakar Baba. Baba says, you saw how Sakar Baba experienced being lost somewhere else, even in the middle of some activity. Whilst listening to someone, speaking to someone, or giving directions, Baba would suddenly go underground. So many dadis, they share their experience that souls would come in front of Baba with so many questions. But the moment they see Baba, they would also become silent and they would even forget what questions they had. They will be satisfied. So this is the power of going into that silence. So Baba says, so there now has to be a wave of this practice. As you move along, let others see you as being totally lost to this world. As if we are not here in this world, but we are somewhere else. So we have to practice this, detaching from this physical world, connecting to our inner world, and then connecting to that soul world. So Baba says, let them feel that you are an angel who has gone beyond the bodily world and all consciousness of the body. So let's take a moment and have this powerful experience of going within into that space of silence, underground, going into that solitude and really getting in touch with that powerful space where all the solutions they lie. Just feel the energy of that space. And let's remember that we are angels. So the moment we go into that space, it feels so powerful, right? So I'm sure you all must have also felt like that, going beyond this physical body and experiencing that powerful space. So now Baba says, this is what would be called a vision. So this vision everyone should have from us. But they can have the vision only when we ourselves practice this, right? We have to see ourselves as angels going beyond body consciousness. Okay. So now Baba says, anyone who comes in front of you will have an experience of a vision from this stage. In the beginning, there was a wave of visions, and the news about this spread from there. Whether, so in the beginning, there were so many people when they came to Baba, they got the vision of Krishna, they got the vision of the golden age, right? All these dadis, they had these visions. So many people, they came running because the news spread like wildfire, that when you go to Om Mandali, then you will see dancing Krishna there. So that's what Baba is telling us, that they considered, whether they considered it to be magic or something else, it was this that made the sound. When you have this stage, so Brahma Baba, he had that stage. That's why so many people were able to get that vision. So Baba says, when you have this stage and are able to grant visions in the form of an experience, revelation will take place and your name will be glorified. They will have visions and experience the practical fruit. Revelation will take place in the season of receiving the practical fruit. This is known as being the form of a bestower of blessings. Let anyone who comes here go back with an experience. Whilst talking, you yourself become lost, and others also have the same experience. This too will happen. At present, you can see things being accomplished through words. However, the stage of experiencing and giving others an experience will enable you to find a solution to a problem in a second. So this is so powerful. Our stage will become so elevated that will help others find a solution to their problem, and that too in a second. You will take less time and achieve greater success. So less time and more success. Nowadays, when you tell anyone anything, what do they say? Yes, we know all about this. They too have become knowledgeful. They reply in a second that they know that. This is what you hear them say. Everyone also understands what correction they would receive for a particular mistake they may make. Therefore, you now need to find a new method. So people have become so knowledgeful, right? They say that we know everything. This such a big ego is also there because of body consciousness. And they know that this is what we're going to tell. So Baba says, now you need to come up with something new. So Baba says, this is that method. There is no lack of points of knowledge, but there is a lack of experience. So Baba has given us enough points of knowledge. What we need to do? We need to experiment and experience. So Baba says, give anyone the experience of the form of power and the form of silence for a second, and they will then become quiet. So in 1 second also, Baba is saying, even if for 1 second if you give them the experience, they will be satisfied, they will become quiet. Power of 1 second. And now there is personal meeting. Baba is saying the speciality of Brahmin life is experience. Baba always says experience is the greatest authority. So along with knowledge, experience each virtue. If you lack the experience of even one virtue or power, then at some time or another, some obstacle will affect you. Baba, many times Baba had told us that if you think that I have only one weakness, I have mastered everything, only one weakness is there. So that one weakness is going to come as a test paper at the end. So that's why Baba is saying that you should experience each and every virtue and powers. So Baba says, if you lack the experience of even one virtue or power, then at some time or another, some obstacle will affect you. Now begin the course of experience. Use the treasure of every virtue and power. Become an embodiment of whatever virtue you want at any particular moment. Become an embodiment of whatever virtue you want at any particular moment. The virtue of you souls is love. Do not just have love, but be an embodiment of love. So what do we have to do? Become an embodiment of love. Let any soul you look at experience spiritual love. If you yourself or others do not experience this, it means you are not using what you have received. Baba always says that you have been given so many gifts from Baba. So you need to use these gifts. If you don't use these gifts, then you won't be able to give those gifts to others. First, you need to use them. You need to become experts. Right? So Baba says, nowadays, people keep their things locked away in lockers and don't experience the happiness of using them. Similarly, do not keep your treasures in the locker of the intellect, but use them. You will then discover how elevated your Brahmin life is. You will then continue to sing the song, Vahre Main, the wonder of myself. There is a difference between the words of those who experience it and those who simply have knowledge of it. Those who simply have knowledge of it are not able to give anyone an experience of it. So, check to what extent you have become an embodiment of experience. What power you have attained and to what percentage, and whether you are able to use that power at the right time or not. So many times Baba had told us that you have been given the title of Master Almighty Authorities. What does that mean? Master Almighty Authority means you should be able to use the right power at the right time, at the right place. But if you are not using, that means you are no more Master Almighty's authorities. Right? So if we want to have this title, we should be able to use the right power at the right time. So Baba is saying not that when an enemy comes in front of you, your sword does not work, or that you remember your shield when you should be remembering your sword. So right weapon has to be used to face the enemies. Or that you remember your sword when you have to remember your shield. Only when you are able to use whatever you need at the right time will you be able to be victorious. So if we want to become successful, become victorious, then Baba is saying you have to have the right points of knowledge, right equipments, right weapons at the right time. Acha, I think this ends the Murli. Yes. Okay, so Shanti, maybe we can take a few minutes to sit in silence. And then you all can share your points. Shanti. So whoever wants to share can share.
Om Shanti, sister. So, Baba would like us to, go underground, remain solitude as much as possible, and then experience the virtues that which Baba is giving us. And that is when we experience that and become an embodiment of it. And thereby we'll be able to give others that experience. So, so just like Baba mentioned that the invention, everything is done by going underground. So similarly, whenever we get time, so we need to go underground and then practice this. So Sakar Baba experience was given there. So Baba used to, always practice this silence Whenever Baba used to get time, so he, even in the midst of any work or anything that he used to do, right, any activity, so he used to give time for falling into silence, right? So similar practice we also need to do. So that's how we will become powerful through that practice. So this is the takeaway for me. So I will find time when I'm, doing my work to experience the beauty of silence in between the work. Yeah. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Good morning, sister. I'm Shanti. Baba today says us to go into silence very frequently and then also to be in solitude. And Baba told us the example of Brahma Baba giving the visions of love to people and giving the answers to people who come in front of him while he was in solitude. And also Baba said about going in underground when there is more of upheaval. And also a very wonderful point that we all have knowledge but no experience. Here, as I was listening to the point, I thought I should ask for some clarification. As Baba says, children have more knowledge but no experience. However, children should develop virtues and that to the virtue of love. Here, I would like you to please clarify how to develop this experience. And is it the experience of love that we should develop, or is it the experience of virtues that we should develop? And the third question is, can the virtues alone be developed, which are actually the experience by just remaining in solitude and silence? So, is it okay, sister, to ask her, please? From Shanti.
It's great questions. Yeah, so Baba actually told us to go into the depth of silence and emerge those qualities that are already there within the soul. See, we are naturally, our natural nature is that of love. So Baba gave the one example, just Baba told us about the virtue of love. That was just one example. We can do the same thing with other virtues. Go within into that solitude, and we have to remind ourselves that I am love. I am love. I am a loving being. So that way, what we are doing, it's like digging, going into that underground and digging the earth. Just like, people when they want water above the ground, what do? Back in India, you all are in India, so you all know that they use those boring, drilling machines so that from underground the water can come up onto the surface. But for that, effort is needed. It's not going to happen all by itself. That water is not going to come by itself. That machine, that effort has to be put up. So, similarly, underground, why Baba is asking us to go underground? Because we all have our original sanskaras, our original virtues are already there in the soul. What we need to do, the effort that we have to make, is that we have to go into our inner being, that space, and from that space we have to remind ourselves again and again that I am a loving being, I am a peaceful being. So in that process, repetition, what will happen, those virtues, they will come on to the surface. And as we interact with others, as we go out and interact with people around us, then we will see over time that energy, the energy of love, energy of peace, energy of compassion, energy of kindness, all these virtues, they will naturally come. This is what Baba wants from us, the experience. And when we start to experience, then others who are close to us, they will also feel that energy. So first we need to experience, right? That yes, water is coming out. So we need to taste that water. We need to drink that water, water of love. We ourselves have to feel the energy. And then that energy will go out and reach and touch other souls. So that is what
Right, sister.
Baba
Yeah, the
wants.
energy changes to embodiment, and then that embodiment makes the people feel the change. Understood, sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Since yesterday, from the time the Murli started, and today, if I look at the whole flow, Baba first explains the MIS of soul, that is mind, intellect, and sanskaras, that defines the health of the soul. And the analogy which I was getting was even the health of any organization is defined by the management information systems that's been maintained. Now, once this MIS is clear and it starts showing its analysis in the same way, the mind, intellect, and sanskar allows one to see where we are, and the only access to it is going in silence and bathing ourselves with all of these values and virtues and solitude, and that will show the experience out in the world to people. So anything that I need to give to anyone is something which I first have to have for myself. So that's the space, being in silence and experiencing all of these virtues for myself as a soul, um, and being an embodiment of the same will allow me to give the experience to others. So that was the whole flow that I was getting for myself as a reflection. Sure.
You know, one experience that I had with Dadi Prakash Mani. You know, these dadis, they were truly embodiment of so many qualities. And each dadi has some or the other quality that is very dominating. So I remember when I was, I think in 2001 or 2003, something like that, 2003, I think. I went to Mount Abu to meet Baba, and Dadi Prakashmani came to read the Murli. She used to come every morning to read the Murli, and after the Murli was over, she would ask, whether everyone is doing well, everyone is comfortable, whether everyone has proper rooms, all those things she would ask. And the way she would ask, I was standing, all the gates, there are so many different gates in the Diamond Hall. And I was standing, I think, at the 10th gate. And she was so far on the stage. And she was just asking, Sab theek hai, something like that she was saying. And I felt her energy of love was flowing like an ocean, and it was reaching, the wave of love was reaching towards me, and the tears were coming down. And I was not knowing what was happening to me. The tears were just flowing down, just like that. So she was truly an embodiment of love, that I could feel her love coming towards me from the distance. She was on the stage and I was standing so far, and there were so many people. The entire hall was fully packed. Thousands and thousands of people were there. 20,000 people were there. So just see the power that she had, because Dadi was truly an embodiment of love. So that kind of experience Baba wants from all of us. That whoever comes close to us should be able to feel that we are truly, those angels that Baba talked about in this movie.
Yeah, and to explain this point, he uses the word go underground. So if we look at it, the whole plant is standing up above the ground, but the seed that generates that plant is beneath the ground. So the way the seed is, that's the way the plant will show up. And this exactly is what Baba says about experiencing you being the embodiment of that particular virtue yourself, and the plant itself will show. You don't have to take any efforts. So going underground, being in silence, and enjoying your own solitude. A few points that touched, and it gives me an access how to look at going in solitude and going in silence. And I feel that today Baba has given me the answer what I was actually reflecting during Amrit Vela.
Good, good.
Om Shanti, sister. Om Shanti.
Yes, I'm sure.
You know, this underground and all, which is so dominant in the Murli. Somebody rightly said it related to even my Amrit Vela. Whenever we go underground, or what we call it as withdrawing, or what we call it as going within, this going within is nothing but just accumulating. And it's not we, one single soul. Baba wants all of us to go underground, because he wants to create a vessel of Shanti Kund. And why do we do that? It's not just to stay underground, but to come out at Amrit Vela, move about as subtle, Tejasvi embodiments of Shiva, go round the globe, even beyond the ocean, even where no animals or no nothing can touch us, even go and round the sun. The sun's energy, we are so subtle, we have accumulated up our, even the sun's energy will not douse us. We can go round the globe, we can go round the world, we can go round it and glorify and reveal the Baba. So for that, we need a vessel of Shanti Kund. That's why Baba asks all of us to go within, come out, to reveal, to glorify. I think even it was that which I got in Amrit Vela today. It was not going underground, but moving about the subtle bodies as tapasvi, tejasvi Shivas. Shanti.
Anyone else?
Okay, interesting. So, Baba, towards the end, Baba also talked about using the power at the right time, the right knowledge using at the right time. So, can you relate that a little bit? Like, I often experience that, situations will come and they'll go, and sometimes when we look at it and feel like, okay, this should have been, done this way or that way after the situation has passed. Okay, so how does this really connect with the solitude?
Yeah. So Baba always says, na, Baba always tells us that when you are in solitude, that is the time when you are truly, truly connected to one Baba. And when we are truly connected to one Baba, then Baba will guide us. Which power do we need at what time? Sometimes we ourselves don't know. But if we keep Baba with us, then Baba will always guide us. That this is the time that you need to use this power. But eventually, we should be able to reach to that point where these powers, they come naturally. Many times Baba says that these powers are your servants. So in the beginning, just like, if you have a new servant at your place, then you first of all, you need to train that servant, right? That I want a cup of tea at this time, I want this thing at this time. So in the beginning, that servant will maybe make mistakes, but over time, the servant will know that this is what my master needs. So then you don't even have to say, and the servant will bring the right thing at the right time, at the right place. So similarly, these powers, they are our servants. But for that, so we first of all, we need to train these servants. So Baba always tells us that use them, keep using these powers, and over time, so initially we need the guidance, how to use them, what time, where. So for that we need Baba. So we will, when we stay with Baba, then we will be able to use the right power at the right time, at the right place. But then over time, when these powers are trained, these servants are trained, then we don't even have to call them. They will come naturally. When the situation comes where we need the power to tolerate, someone comes and says something to us, at that moment this power will be alert, and this power will come to us, and we will be able to tolerate, and there will be stability within us. We won't be shaking, because this power is already standing right there in front of us. Some situation comes and we need the power to face, then this power to face will be right there with us. We don't even have to think, we don't even have to call, so I think this is what Baba wants from us, proper training of these powers. And for that, just stay combined with Baba, and in that solitude is what is very important. Because in solitude, again, the same thing that I said for the virtues, we have to dig. Similarly, these powers are also there in the soul, that we have to dig, and we have to become aware of these powers. I am a tolerant being, I am a powerful being. All these, thoughts we have to create, and we have to bring these powers onto the surface.
Beautiful, sister. Thank you.
Dadi Janki was once traveling alone. She was traveling alone, and as she was getting down, all her bags were there, and she was holding so many bags, and someone said, "Oh Dadi, you have come alone, you don't have anyone else." So you know what Dadi said? "No, I'm not alone. I have 8 servants, 8 Shaktis are with me. They were all combined. They were with me all the time." So she would, wherever she would go, all these 8 Shaktis, 8 powers were traveling with her. So see, her consciousness was like that. So we have to be conscious, we have to be aware that I am a powerful soul. These powers are always with me. So if we maintain this consciousness, then it will be easy for us to get their support whenever we need them. Okay, anything else? Can we end now with meditation? Rakiben?
Yes, yes, sister.
Okay. So let's take this moment to go into that depth of silence, in that solitude, where we can truly experience our true self. And we can be in touch with Baba, our sweetest, beloved Baba. Let's dive deep into this ocean of silence. And become light. The deeper we go into this ocean, the more we can access the power of silence. And the more we have access to the power of silence, the more we become virtuous. And from this space, let's see ourselves interacting with the outside world. And as we interact, they are able to see us as angels. They are able to have visions of Baba through us. And this is how these souls are coming close to Baba. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Kanishta sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.